What's going on, Conscious Crew? It's your favorite breakdown commentator, CTV. Welcome to another riveting episode of the Consciouztv platform. We're here to get into a little bit of a hot topics. Before we do so, go ahead and thumbs up this video until it's absolutely stuck. YouTube is making a lot of changes. They purging platforms whenever they do this kind of like quarterly purge. It slows down views, it slows down notifications. The system be all deregulated. It be a whole hot mess on YouTube. All right. So we definitely can't count on YouTube. All right. So we need those thumbs up. Whether you're a Bush baby, part of the replay gang, or whether you are active with me in these streets in real time, I need you guys to run those likes all the way up. They help boost YouTube's algorithm, but more importantly, they trigger up YouTube's notification system. All right. So give me an old nasty piece of like. It's free 99. It don't cost you nothing. Speaking of don't costing you nothing, all donation information is in the description box below. $ Consciouztv on Cash App and or PayPal.me/Consciouztv. So just how it is here on the platform. Also, make sure that you guys have your notification bell set to all so that you never miss a day or hour when the king is in fact kinging. And last but not least, please share the stream out to wherever it is you have digital community, whether that be a YouTube community wall, your MySpace, your Facebook, dark side of Twitter, Tumblr, or your personal OF. I don't really give a damn where you in fact lay the line. Just let the boards know that we're live, and we are certainly in color. And with no further ado, let's go ahead and push on through.
I know a place where you can recharge your soul.
Baby, that's Consciouztv.
And in the midst of brokenness, he gon' see your asshole.
Baby, that's Consciouztv.
You gon' heal, you gon' laugh and catch a little shade.
Ooh, girl.
Y'all know he be slaying, y'all better stop playing. Come hear what he's saying.
Ladies and gentlemen.
What's going on, Conscious Crew? Happy Thursday, Sherry. Happy Thursday, Lady Ave. Happy Thursday, B. Angie. Happy Thursday, D. Paris. Hey, Boo. What's going on, Deanna? Hey, Miss Dawkins. Hey, my sin. What's going on, Neo? Hey, love. What's going on, Shayla? Hey, Sherry. Hey, Seven. What's going on, Fluffy? What's going on, Erenda? Hey, Deanna. What's going on, Riri Trini Gal? Hey, Miss Leo. What's going on, Joshua? What's going on, Queen B. Moore? Hey, y'all. What's going on, Britt, Jasmine, Lady D, Ian Gardner? What's going on, my Rubas and T? Hey, y'all. Hey, everybody. Happy Thursday. Hope you guys are doing well. I am doing exceptionally awesome. Hope you guys are having an amazing Thursday. I said, you know what? I'm skirmishing through social media. I'm feeling a lot better in my energy, considering all other things that are going on politically. I've been staying prayed up. I've been focusing on some DIY projects around my home and property, and just been, regulating myself, honey. I had to get all my energies back into place. So I am feeling much better than I was, girl. Okay. So I'm still, working on a system as it relates to, all this negative stimuli coming out of the political sphere of our culture right now. It's a lot, especially for me as a super empath. I don't do well with seeing people struggle. I don't do well with knowing that people's lives are tore up and upside down. When it comes to politics, this is like the aspect of our lives that is actually real. It's not rooted in entertainment. Politics impact all of our lives. Legislations, laws, dismantling of this, the creation of that, the overhauling of this, all these things have direct and objective impact on the lives of everyday people. So, just constantly hearing the buffoonery and then the lies coming out, from the right is absolutely nuts. But I'm going to put together another political live stream. We haven't done one in months. I really don't be wanting to talk about politics because it's enough that I have to live through it. So the hell with talking about it, but I will be putting together another political based conversation, and we're just kind of pick up where we left off at in the last live in terms of what's been going on since, things that are happening right now. We need to explain tariffs to the dummies of the world who are literally trying to make tariffs happen like fetch. It's so sad how uneducated and illiterate and how brainless the right is, and all of the tariff apologists are, girl. America definitely has a literacy issue, a financial literacy issue, a historical issue, and this is a slam to the American school system, and it's terrible. What I want to say, it's terrible. Academia, girl. Oh my God. However, I'm still not pro dismantling the Department of Education, because the Department of Education, once again, to the dummies of the world, the Department of Education don't have anything to do with test scores. They have nothing to do with your child's ability to read or write and to be literate. For everybody who thinks that the Department of Education is connected to the piss poor test scores amongst certain communities and amongst certain states of our country, my God, today, may God bless your little tiny dumbass heart. May God bless you in your dumbass heart, but we're going to get into all of it, y'all. We get into all of that. Today, we got to get into some celebrity-ish, girl. It's a lot going on. Thank you guys for the love and the prayers and all the good energy and all of that, girl, because I'm feeling all of that. All of it. Hey, Destiny. Hey, Swatting. What's going on, Blair? Hey, everybody. So let's get into our first story, girl. And once again, please thumbs up the video. And this is an improv live, girl. I just saw some things, in the washer and dryer of my algorithm and said, girl, we gonna have to have some conversations here, girl. Oh, girl, y'all favorite manic brother in Christ, girl. Ray J is out here crying aloud. Honey, Ray J is lonely. His mental health is collapsing. He is so lonely, girl, that he is entertaining being same gender loving. He is begging a man who is twice as young as he is, to invite him over for nightcaps and to invite his ass over so he can also take co-showers with this young man. And Brandy has finally entered the group chat, girl, and it's deciding she's going to take one for the team, baby. And she's going to try to spare us of the phenomenon known as Ray J. So if you guys have been sleeping under a rock, girl, you guys know Kaisenat, very famous streamer. He regularly invites his homeboys. I think his name is Ice Speed, Drewski, even alleged comedian Kevin Hart over, and they just sit around and be goofy and in their PJs, and they all sleep on the same mattress, and they do 24, 48-hour streams. Him and Ice Speed take showers together, and they get into all the things, girl. It's giving very much so man cave, locker room tease, very much so bromance, girl. Well, Ray J recently reached out to Kaisenat to express how he feels rejected and left out because he has not been invited to the shower head, girl. He has not invited to be a part of the headboard action that be taking place over there in the Kaisenat multi-mini mansion of it all. And as a result, girl, Brandy is feeling the sheer embarrassment on the legacy of her family's name, and she is not taking this while laying down. So courtesy of Neighborhood Talk, girl, Ray J apologizes to Brandy for his behavior after receiving texts questioning his sleepover conversation with Kaisenat. Quote, I don't have my wife and I have no stability. But let me see if we can get into the origin of this. Okay, so yes, this is the origin, guys. Ray J calls Kaisenat live and listen to this conversation between Kaisenat and Ray J that led to Brandy reaching out personally to tap her brother on his Adam's apple.
Right? So look, pause, right? So look, so so y'all took showers together, right?
No, but we be separated with swimming trunks.
That's what I mean. That's what I don't understand. Y'all had sleepovers before, right?
Yeah, but not like that. Like,
yeah. So no, I didn't mean it like anything. I meant it like how y'all meant it. I want to sleep over too. I want to sleep with y'all niggas too. That's how I meant it. Pause. I know that was a lot, but that's what I meant. It's like if y'all was in the shower, then
baby, you could see all the bone marrow collapse out of Kaisenat's face, girl. You could just see like his whole face went into the sunken place, baby. Everything just started drooping. Everything just started hanging low, girl. Okay, you can feel that he could feel the dittiness of it all, girl. That he could feel the Sean Combs-ness of it all, girl. That he could feel the Bad Boy record label behind the curtain shenanigans of it all, girl. You could just feel and see the youth, okay? And his blood type literally changed from a blood type 2 to a blood type, oh my God, today.
In the shower, y'all took a shower together. So I'm like, well, shit, I'll take a shower with them niggas.
Wow.
Like, on the stream, you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Of course, with clothes on, bro.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
all right, Uncle Ray. Yo, can I call you Unc?
No, please don't, girl, because it's already bad enough that it's given creepy uncle that be like smelling your drawers in the laundry room, girl. Like the creepy uncle, girl, that come and ask you if if you need any clothes washed, and then he be in the laundry room sniffing your pantyhose, girl. Be in the laundry room, girl, just shoving your dirty drawers into the deepest parts of his nostril cavity, girl. It just be giving like handfuls of drawers directly to the nose, girl. Okay, in the privacies of the laundry room, girl. Let's not.
You know what? You can call me Unc, man.
All right, Unc. No, hey, Unc.
You know what?
You got
this name Unc. This took over every time. The minute I start streaming,
yeah, nigga.
The next sleepover, like if I'm not invited, it's cool. I just be heard about it, but I was heard about the first one, and I'm like, damn, man, these niggas in the city. They over there sleeping in the bed. Like, I want to sleep in the bed, too. I don't mean with you. I mean, I want my own bunk. Kevin Hart got a bunk. Drewski got a bunk. Nigga, this a big night. This one of the biggest nights. I want to sleep, too, my nigga. That's all. That's how I was saying it. Oh, I'm sorry. Melly, I'm so sorry. My precious baby, I'm sorry. The next sleepover, like, if I'm not invited, it's cool. I just be heard about it, but I was heard about the first one, and I'm like, damn, man, these niggas in the city, they over there sleeping in the bed. Like, I want to sleep.
Wow, girl. Let me just get through the whole thing before I just kind of unpack my thoughts. So this led to Ray J coming back to the group chat and informing us, girl, that Miss Sitting on Top of the World, girl, Miss Moesha, privately text him, girl, to just corporately and politely let him know, girl, that he's got the family name in shambles at this point with his stunts, honey. So Ray J posts a screenshot and captioned it this, honey, between him and Brandy. My sister hates who I am. All I'm doing is being myself. I don't know how to be better than who I am. I tried, but I get depressed trying to change when I don't have my wife anymore. And I have no, in all caps, stability. I'm sorry to my sister for who I am and my mom. I don't give a F about anybody else's feelings. You damn sure get an F about Kaisenat, though, leaving you out of a shower experience, girl. Leaving you from on top of his mattress, girl. But when it's my family, it makes me feel alone. So I turn up more. Stay tuned. To my kids who might see this later when they are older, just know I work hard for you and only you. If it wasn't for you, Melody and Epic, I would have been locked up or dead. I'm crashing out tonight. All right. So here it is. Brandy is saved as Rocket for some reason in his contacts, and she sends a screenshot of Ray J and Kaisenat's phone call and then says, "Come on, Ray, what's going on with you? You're so much better than this," and all caps. Now, there's quite a bit to unpack here, girl. Now, let's talk about it. First and foremost, y'all know that black male suicide, black male depression is like skyrocketing and through the roof. We talk about and have this conversation all the time on the platform. We go through the data and the statistics that a lot of men generally in the US, in the West, but particularly when you get very nuanced in terms of demographic, ethnicity, black men are experiencing a quantifiable degree of sadness, loneliness, shame, guilt, emotional isolation, etc. And this suffering and silence is leading to a plethora of mental health issues, self-deletion rates, self-deletion ideation rates. You guys know internalized stress and not properly regulating your nervous system also can lead to the development of diseases such as diabetes, cardiovascular issues, dementia, which is on the rise, Alzheimer's, which is on the rise. You guys know that women of all demographics live longer than men. Black women outlive black men. And this largely is probably because despite how stressed minority women also are as a result of being a part of a toxic culture, being a part of a patriarchy, being a part of an oppressive society, that they still nonetheless have voice. And they bring vernacular and vocabulary to their emotions and feelings, which is very therapeutic. To suffer out loud is much healthier than suffering quietly and silently, statistics and data has shown. So women are a lot more vocal in terms of their experiences, their emotional experiences, etc. And this is helping them to extend their lives because that's a healthier mental health practice. Also, unlike men, women also develop community. A big part of the data around what black men deal with emotionally and mentally in terms of mental health comes from a lack of men not having access to community, because men do not walk around as their authentic selves to begin with in order to create community. So men do a lot of masking, do a lot of like surface living, surface existing, and this makes it harder to develop other meaningful relationships to their male peers and even to their woman peers, okay? With that being said, it's interesting to me that Ray J expressed a lot of the common mental health issues that black men are dealing with. He expressed having no stability, not having stability in the form of community, aka he doesn't have his wife anymore because he drove her ass crazy. And shout out to Princess for saving her baby hairs, for saving her edges. To all my black womans, a man is not worth your hairline, love, okay? It's no need for the both of you to have a receding hairline. So if for nothing else you leave that man for the sake of the preservation of your baby hairs, girl. Okay? Once I had gotten, my hair back strong and healthy the way it is, baby, y'all should see the way I be hauling asses out of these toxic ass friendships, out of these toxic ass family ships, girl. When I saw my hairs herring, girl, when I saw the strength and the testicular power of my edges, girl, baby, the way I be wrapping up Earth when it gets ghetto just solely in the name of my hairline, girl. Let me tell you, baby, having a strong hairline will be all the motivation that you need, girl, to stay safe and to stay happy, child. So do not be letting these ninjas stress you into female premature pattern baldness, okay? Girl, your edges are meant to be occupied with hairs, all right? So shout out to Princess, girl. But, you know, also him even crying out to Kaisenat is also indicative of the fact that Ray J feels very lonely and has no community. He's looking for sisterhood, for brotherhood. He's looking to bust a nut, girl. And he is so desperate for community and for emotional and mental intimacy that, girl, he's willing to even shower, you know, with other men. And this is crashing out, girl, because it is embarrassing. You know, this is not the way to cry out for help, okay? And there is something very creepy and very, like, prison showery about the way that Ray J is going about this, especially with a man twice his senior, girl, okay? But I've been saying for a long time that Ray J needs help. Ray J and Kodak Black are our versions of Amanda Bynes and Britney Spears, girl. Okay, at this point, since Wendy Williams has enough cognitive ability to wipe her own ass, girl, and she's gotten her cankles down to, you know, an average width and height, we can actually swap her out and go ahead and put Ray J on that memory care facility, girl. Where is Wells Fargo when you need it? All right? Now, Ray J, I'm not going to be putting up with your shit all year long. So all I got to say, brother, is that it's clear to me based upon your dependency with wanting to shower with Kaisenat, your dependency upon your wife, your dependency upon fame and all these things, is that you need therapy. What you need is inner stability, baby, okay? If you don't have none of that, and all of your self-help is completely external based, you're always going to be experiencing an emotional deficit. When all of your ability to stand upright is solely based on external phenomenon, you're always going to be at a mental deficit. The work has to be complete and come full circle from within, my love. Okay? Within, my love. What you need to do is take some of that Love and Hip Hop residual, girl. Take some of that One Wish love. Some of that One Wish royalty money, girl. And contact Iyanla on the back end, girl. She has a bosom and she has a bush for you to just weep in, girl. Okay? She's going to open up a big dark hole in the earth, baby, and put your face into the bosom of Mother Earth, baby, and let you just bleed on out into the bosoms and into the nooks and crevices of Miss Mother Nature, baby. Let her get you over there and get you all together, girl. Give you old nasty Caribbean, Jamaican bleach voodoo bath, baby. Just wash, girl, all of the industry filth and wash all of the baby oil and GHB off of you, baby. Just wash, baby, all of the shame for possibly, allegedly, you know, participating in the premature death of Whitney Houston, girl, even possibly contributing, girl, to the crack addiction that got Wendy Williams chained up in a glamorized prison, baby. Okay, this is how just wash all that sin and all that abomination, baby. Okay, all of that dark conjuring just off your body, yada, yada, yada. So, baby, just get you into an old nasty carrot and cabbage voodoo bath, baby. Let her just purge you of all them deep, dark spirits and principalities that are residing in the highest and deepest parts of your membrane. My ninja, you need help straight from the gates, bitch. I know you're dressed like a Power Ranger, but baby, you need help straight from the gates at this point. So, Brandy, girl, he in trouble, girl. He in danger, Miss Mamas, okay? Get your ass on the phone with Wells Fargo, girl, and let them give you the play-by-play on how to get Ray J into an old nasty conservatorship, girl. And if you need us to get out there and protest his ass into a conservatorship, girl, if we need to start a petition, a .org petition, girl, to get Ray J put away, girl, you just let us know. I'll put on one of my good units and get out there and boycott his ass, baby, into a conservatorship so Miss Sabrina Morrissey could clean him up the way she over there cleaning Wendy Williams' ass up, baby, okay? So much love and light to Ray J and to Brandy and Kai. Don't let that nigga come sit in your bed and come occupy your bathroom, girl, until she done got on betterhelp.com and got her some help, because you gonna fuck around and find out, baby, okay, that anybody can be diddied if you let Ray J come on over there, girl. In the meantime, we just gonna be moving along. Hey, Medusa. Hey, y'all. Thumbs up, child. It's a lot going on in the world, girl. Because speaking of manic and speaking of betterhelp.com, speaking of Negroes in crisis, girl, y'all favorite disgraced entrepreneur, billionaire, greatest rapper of all times on somebody's roster, Kanye Weezy, is out here, girl, backpedaling and coochie popping after he just flanked Jay-Z and Beyonce up a few weeks ago on X because they didn't have his back, and he decided to express himself in a retaliatory way by calling Beyonce and Jay-Z's children all type of R words and all type of autistic and all types of this and all types of that, and said that the kids was better off being aborted than coming through the broken, degenerate wound of Beyonce, girl. And then got back on X, girl, and then showed up on DJ Fatademic's platform in a black Ku Klux Klansman outfit and doubled down on how he wasn't gonna apologize and everybody could get that work only for 48 hours later, baby, when the goons done showed up to the front door and he can't put Bianca and her naked body in front of him to act as a human shield, decided, baby, to issue out nasty apology, girl. I told y'all in the last update, I said, yay. Girl, you ain't been keeping up with this Jane Doe, Tony Busby, Jay-Z lawsuit, girl. Okay, girl. Jay-Z got the goons, got the private investigators, girl, got the men in the black showing up to a bitch's trailer porch, girl. Got them coming through the gates of the trailer park, knee deep in black SUVs, girl, to regulate the temperature, child. I believe the private investigators disguised in who truly are Jay-Z and Rock Nation's goons, girl, done pull up and apply some pressure to Kanye West, girl, made him swallow his Prozac, made him swallow his antidepressants, girl, made him swallow his antipsychotic medication, because courtesy of Twitter, Ye said this: I'm sorry, Jay-Z. I be feeling bad about my tweet, but I still feel I gave my life to this industry and thought so many people were my family. But when I needed family on some real ish, none of these rap ninjas had my back. Now, at first glance, I was like, Kanye West, once again, girl. Bianca, let us know when you ready to have us help you to rally for a conservatorship, for a guardianship program for Kanye West, baby. We're going to need all that, girl. We're going to need all that, girl, because I already told y'all, girl, I'm not about to live 2025 to 2028, girl, 2029 under a Trump administration and have to put up with these buffoons. I'm just not going to do it, girl. We got to pick a struggle. I'm just not going to damn struggle, though, baby. Okay, it's either Trump and his administration or the buffoons of the entertainment industry, girl. But it is not going to be both of them, girl. I am not both-handed. I am not both-handed, baby. Okay, my hand works one syllable at a time, girl. I am not willing to endure an extreme right-wing KKK-ass administration and have to put up with the density and buffoonery of the entertainment Hollywood space, Miss Mamas. It's one or the other. So Bianca, when you ready, bitch, you send out the distress call and let us know, girl, when you ready for us to haul on down there to the local Senate's office, girl, to the state governor, and have us rallying for a guardianship. Brandy, Bianca, get Wells Fargo on the motherfucking line. Now, Kanye West, he need all the things that I just said that Ray J needs, girl. Oh, nasty bleach bath, girl. Just purge it from the inside out, girl. Iyanla needs to come through and douche Kanye. Suge Knight got out here and told us that you can't even be a Kanye. You can't even be a high-ranking entertainer, a public figure in Hollywood space unless you can pass the boiled egg test. And for those of you who don't know what the hell the boiled egg test is, the boiled egg test, according to Suge Knight, who would know, girl, because I'm sure he either in there putting boiled eggs in men's asses or he had one in his ass at the time that he was talking about and breaking down intellectually the humiliation ritual and the humiliation rite of the boiled egg test, girl. But he said that men who want to ascend to a certain type of power and hypervisibility and influence in the industry, girl, they have to be willing to be pegged down boots by industry execs like Clive Davis and Simon Cowell, girl, that they have to go through these extreme hazing rituals in the industry, child, and that the only time a man can ascend to another level of stability in the industry is when his anus can finally hold an egg without it breaking, because that egg standing strong in that man's booty hole, in that man's Bucci hole, means that he has committed, he has been submissive enough, he has been compliant, and he has been controllable enough to ascend to the greater heights of the Illuminati, girl. If that boiled egg breaks in that man's anal cavity, girl, it means that he has not been broken in. It means that he can't be trusted then. It means that he still has the capacity to be a rebel. He still has the capacity, girl, okay, to be a threat to the hierarchy of it all, okay? It implies that he doesn't want it as bad as he claims, honey, and, you know, they don't trust anybody who can't be broken, because all the secrets of the Illuminati could come crashing and bringing the whole top part of the pyramid completely down, baby. All type of illegalities and criminalities, all type of heinousness, all type of darkness resides in the deeper parts of these political and entertainment and academic scientific areas of our world, or these religious aspects of our world, girl. Okay, this is where all the roaches and the sewage-like energy is really concentrated at. It's the deeper areas, girl. The deeper layers of these systems, girl. The shadow entertainment industry, the shadow government, girl, the shadow political sphere. So it appears to me, girl, that Kanye Weezy, with him achieving crossover fame, with him achieving billionaire status, girl. Okay, these are things that would fall traditionally under Black excellence, but in a pale man's industry. I would not be shocked, girl, if all this, you know what just crossed my mind, y'all. I just realized. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Girl, I just realized, y'all. Hold on. Girl, the reason why Kanye West been around the world, for the last 4 or 5 years, girl, losing his damn mind, frustrated, tense, crying, and in pain, is because he still got an egg currently lodged in his ass. Girl, Kanye West ain't manic. He ain't going through no mental health issues. His pussy is just permanently stretched because he walking around with an object in it that he has been unable to successfully remove, girl. This is just pussy tension from that egg, girl. If you had to walk around with a permanently stretched coochie hole, bitch, you'd be mad as hell too, bitch. You'd be on Twitter crashing the fuck out too, bitch. You'd be, girl, losing your mind in your damn marriage, swinging and banging on everybody else, baby. You'd be hell on wheels as well. If you had a jumbo-sized tampon stuck up your coochie hole. Kanye West, girl, this ain't nothing but anal tension. My God, today, where is Godmother Iyanla when you need her and the enema? All Kanye West need is an enema, my love. All he needs, girl, is the dushy and whooshy. Somebody get Iyanla on the line, baby. That's all that man need, girl, is an old nasty, high-spirited African douche system, girl, to just flush that egg and whatever remaining vibrators from the 1990s, whatever damn saliva and cum stains and DNA, girl, that he got shot all up into his system, girl. That man got more than likely the DNA of multiple male species, girl, that just done entered, girl, and evaded his mental health space, child. He just needs to be supernaturally dushed out. Oh, girl, I think we just done cracked the code, girl. I think we just broke the glass ceiling, girl. This is a man here, girl. You're looking at the face of a man with a jumbo egg lodged in his pussy, girl. Can't you see the struggle of it all? Can't you see it, girl? You can smell the pussy heat even from off the screen, girl. I can smell the anal tension, baby. My God, today, God bless Kanye West, girl. Okay? We just need to encourage Kanye, girl. We need to hashtag remove the egg. Every time y'all see Kanye on the internet, baby, every time y'all see a post, girl, hashtag remove the egg, girl. Okay? He will go back into his default settings, girl. Okay? All he need to do to reset, girl, is remove the egg. Hashtag remove the egg, Kanye. Period. Point blank, girl. We just solved all the issues, girl. Okay? He can go back to Kim. He can go back to being a father girl, a billionaire girl. We're going to get the old Kanye West, baby. This is post-egg Kanye. Okay? Factory reset, baby. So, in the meantime, in between time, child, we're going to put Kanye on the sick and shut-in list, and we're going to wait for a lobotomy update. We're going to wait on, some test results, girl. We're going to wait to see what the doctors have to say about whether his pussy can be restored, girl, whether his coochie hole can be reclaimed, baby, okay, whether there can be healing in Di's own ass, and I will keep you guys posted on the things of the things of the things, all right? You guys thumbs up, girl. I told you it's a lot going on, girl, but we're not quite finished with Kanye, because while he was apologizing to Jay-Z, okay, for that old nasty rant against Jay-Z and Beyonce's children, girl, he also sent a direct message to no other than his other manic brother in Christ, Ray J, and said that they pretty much need to double penetrate Kim, girl, okay? That there needs to be a superstar 2.0 to that infamous tied as corn tape that Ray J and Kim did that had put her on and that had led to Ray J being put the fuck down. Okay, so this is interesting to me because everybody in the comment section is like, oh my God, I feel so bad for Kim. Oh my God, how can you talk about, the mother of your children in this way? Oh my God, just imagine Kim never gets on the internet. She never gets online and bashes this man. Oh my God, there's a lot of Kim empathizers and apologists in the comment section. And at first, I was feeling the burn. I was like, well, damn. At first glance, I kind of do feel bad for Kim K. But then my brain started operating correctly, girl. The pendulum immediately swung from the right side of the hemisphere, where all my feminine energy is, where all my empathy is, girl, to the masculine side of my brain, the left hemisphere, girl, where all the facts and data are, baby. And I immediately said, fuck that hoe. Girl, Kanye is Kim's karma in full effect. And for all we know, he might be the secret weapon to eventually bringing down the whole Kardashian enterprise, baby, that is allegedly made up of cultural appropriation, the weaponization, girl, of BBL culture, girl, the alleged graping of content and ideals from Black female creators, girl. We're talking about a bundle of sisters who have been accused since their time in Hollywood of being problematic in other people's relationships, being side whores, side chicks, baby, bullying people's relationships, stealing other people's men's, girl. Y'all better check out them older interviews from Trina talking about the way that Khloe Kardashian would come licking up her sloppy seconds, girl, and was not on girl code, child. We remember Kim Kardashian of that infamous audio that you left on Ray J's voicemail of you calling our great late Whitney Houston a crackhead. Now, she may be cracked out, girl, but only we can call her a crackhead. Okay, baby? You ain't even at the cookout, sugar. You still in the parking lot, baby. Okay? It might have been true, but it's only a truth that we get to tell about Miss Whitney, girl. Okay? We have not forgotten your disrespect of Black women, of Black people's cultures, girl, that y'all use to leverage everything that y'all have over there, including using Black dick, including using the vibranium. utilizing the Wakanda out of Ray J's dick, girl, to even have a leg to stand on, baby. Y'all whole foundation is made out of black nut. So when I thought about all of the cultural crimes committed against, our community and our culture from the Kardashians, I said, oh no, ma'am. I ain't got no sympathy for this heathen. I ain't got no sympathy for this big booty, wide booty, BBL carrying ass hooker heathen. I ain't got none, baby. Kanye West is the period on the end of Kim Kardashian's sentence. Okay, because they've done irreparable harm to people and to the culture. Therefore, it is logical for the Kardashians to also have to suffer alongside the thorn known as Kanye for the rest of their lives, girl, just as Apostle Paul, girl, had to live alongside his thorn, okay, when he was out there, falsely persecuting believers and non-believers in the name of Jesus. And then you thought, baby, you was going to see the light on the road to Damascus, baby, and that you was going to be restored fully. Oh, no, ma'am, baby. Baby, it costs to be the boss, girl, okay? You might be redeemed by the blood, but your body is going to suffer in the kingdom of mankind. All right? Two things can be true at the same time, baby. You're innocent before the Father, and you're guilty before his motherfucking human son, baby. Human being us, okay? So, rightfully so, girl, the universe is very much so team retribution. It's very much so, girl, that's why Trump had to get popped all upside his head, girl, with the pellet GUN. With the BB GUN, girl. That's why he had to go pop, girl. That's why he had to lose a piece of his eardrum, girl. Okay? That's why he had to get ran down on, girl. That's why he had to get convicted, baby. Ain't nobody gonna be able to completely get away with their mess. Okay? So Kanye is just karmic debt that the Kardashians are just going to have to get real comfortable living alongside, baby. And it's probably only the first of many more comic manifestations to come, girl. And while I was actually checking out this story, girl, my theory proves true because Khloe has yet to be, crowned. She's yet to be wifed. She's yet to be snatched off the market, girl. Because she went from prime real estate sold on the top shelves of Costco, girl, to being the ground beef stuffed in the bike shelves of a mom and pop's grocery store just a half a mile up the block, baby. And now, as a result of her realizing that she done put herself through enough dick that she's now considered used goods and her pussy lips hang lower than Kaya's titties, she out here still dwelling on the past, baby. Khloe Kardashian says exes Tristan Thompson and Lamar Odom treated her like a doormat. It's really insulting to me. Okay, this is another Karen in distress, girl. It be so, I be feeling so gaslit, girl, when the Kardashians be getting out here acting like they victims, girl, and don't be in no way, shape, or form acknowledging how they have victimized plenty of other people, girl, how they have victimized, allegedly, plenty of other women, girl, and they really thought that they was going to be down there on the host row, down there selling coochie for a click and a view, girl, down there thinking that they didn't have to respect other women in their relationships because, they had sisters to rely on for sisterhood, only to realize, girl, you can't fuck your sister, bitch. So you better get out here and be good to all women and certainly respect the sanctity of marriage and serious committed relationships. And now all their asses is lonely except for Miss, what's her name? Kim, Khloe, Kylie. What's the oldest one name, y'all? What's the oldest sister's name? What's her name? Kourtney Kardashian. Kourtney Kardashian is the only saving grace because Kourtney repented earlier on. Kourtney got vegan, baby. She let that plant-based nutrition purge the whorism up out of her, girl. Okay? She even fought against the Kardashian machine. She was the black sheep in the family. She was the rebel girl. She was the one trying to double down on normalcy. She was the one girl trying to double down on just being a regular person and pushing up against the Illuminati machine forces of the Kardashians, girl. And because of all of her efforts and her work, girl, to resist conforming to the Kardashian monster, she was gifted with good white rock star dick. She was gifted, girl. And let me tell you how Kourtney cleaned up her karma in such a damn way, baby, that Kourtney wasn't even the one bitch out there really dick hungry like her sisters were. Khloe, Kylie Kendall, and Kim were the ones, girl, always boy hungry, always booed up. Kourtney was the one always being like, girl, I don't want to get married. I'm good on not being married, girl. You know, she was all okay with being in the shadows, okay with not being famous, girl. Okay with her and her non-glucose cookies, girl. You know, okay with being on her white woman's diet, girl. She didn't even ask for the dream and the hope that Kim, Khloe, Kylie, and Kendall's prayers were seated upon, which was being wifed up. That blessing came down to Miss Kourtney, girl. That whole shit right there is good karma versus bad karma, girl. Okay? Good karma versus bad karma. So, the Kardashian curse, girl, it apparently just didn't curse the damn man they were with, bitch. It was a wraparound curse, bitch. It was a 360 curse, girl. Them hoes fucked around and didn't read the fine red writing at the bottom of the contract, girl, and signed a 360 deal with the devil, baby. My God, today. And now the roosters have come back to crow. Okay? Khloe and Kim, girl, go cry about y'all male identified ass problems, girl, amongst the millions of dollars that you get to survive a Trump administration with, girl, okay? Go cry on your $1 trillion love sofas, girl. You know, these are rich people issues, girl. This is rich people's loneliness, girl. Okay? We can't identify. Keep us out of the group chat, girl, because there's a lot of us, girl, who would sell our mamas down the Mississippi River, girl, to have singleness replaced with being a billionaire, girl. Okay? Move around. We gonna actually move it along. Because speaking of lonely assholes, Nicki Minaj, little sister Ming Lee, gets very emotional, girl, talking about her middle class loneliness, girl. She got middle class problems, child, while Kim Kardashian and Khloe Kardashian got upper class problems, girl. Maylene is down here to the social medias crying her DEI tears, girl, crying her middle class girl problems just out upon the people, child. You guys know that Ming Lee is the little bastardized sister of Nicki Minaj that she don't claim and that she don't believe is talented and that she never ever helped. Okay? Now, you guys know that Ming Lee had got some publicity recently because she ended up joining one of these baddies franchises. I don't know whether it's Baddies Africa or Baddies Going Wild, girl. One of these low vibrational as network shows, girl. She just got pitched for, okay? So we'll be seeing her real soon. in a Zeus interim. Well, she down here courtesy of Baddie's newsroom girl crying about, having a bit of a come up girl and having nobody to share it with, child. So check out the middle class tears of Ming Lee.
I worked hard for this.
Let me restart it, Grill. Y'all thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up.
I worked hard for this. Damn, bro. I gotta understand. I do this by myself half of the time, or with people that I love so dearly. And when they walk out my life, I'm only by myself at the end of the day. When I'm by myself, I have nothing else for me, bro, for me. I don't want them to be happy, but when the people in my life that I care about is away, you can't have a nice crib, bro, and don't know, I can't have anyone to be around with it, bro, bro, I just got my new crib, bro, and I'm already going through a mental breakdown, nobody got time for that, bro. I'm so grateful to have this crib, bro. I worked hard for this.
Now, girl, I'm not gonna lie. I ain't see no tears, so it's clear to me, girl, it was an inner cry. Everything was dry, girl, okay? The tear ducts were about as dry as this 12-inch semi-wet and wavy natural asymmetrical bob that she got on, girl. B.O.B. So you think you bob? Girl, okay, everything was just dry, girl, okay? The tears were dry, the skin was dry, the hair was dry, girl. Everything was just very brittle, girl, okay? So I ain't see no moisture, girl. I ain't see none, girl, okay? So it was giving very much so inner cry to me. Now, the Zeus Network check must have cleared, girl, because Maylene been able to get her, girl, a 2-story home, girl. It might not be a deluxe apartment in the sky, but she can certainly afford a Patti LaBelle sweet potato pie in the oven at this point, girl, okay? She now at least can afford leftovers, girl. Okay, to feed her friends and her guests and her family's member with, girl. At one point, girl, she only had enough dinner for herself, girl. Now she got leftover, girl. She got leftover Chinese food now that she can share with everybody, girl. Okay? She in her leftover bag on period. Okay? Might not be deluxe in the sky, but there is some cold yesterday refrigerated shrimp fried rice, girl. Okay, that you can go and munch off of, girl, because I got leftovers now. I got leftovers now, bitch. Now, I want to talk about this a little bit because in getting all the way down to earth, Ming Lee is going through something that a lot of people who are ascending and breaking generational curses go through. Now, she's at a very crucial part in the intersection of her growth. This period right here is either going to make or break Ming Lee. I was just going through this same thing about a year ago. And I kind of revisited this a little bit as well, even recently. Maybe about a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago. I was just telling a friend, I said, girl, I would have never imagined that I would have did all of this and got into this particular place in my life and it be as quiet as it was and as it is. Because everything that I did to get to this particular point in my life was motivated by all the people that I loved at the time. I wanted to have a cup that overflowed because God was always bringing people into my life and bringing people into my experience, whether I had it or didn't. It didn't matter. God kept calling people to my life. God kept calling me to be a caretaker of humanity and constantly putting people in my life to help. So I was inspired and motivated then to go make sure that, I had leftovers, to go get into my leftover bag so that I could have more than just for myself. And now that I'm at a place where I am thriving more than I ever have at any point in my life, like the past few years, I have been thriving. And I have also had to deal with the shock of not seeing any of the community that initially inspired me to get to this place not being here, because I did all this for them and for me. But I'm the only one that survived the ashes. So I can relate to what Ming Lee is saying. She's at a place where she is working hard and she's finally accumulating, things for herself and building for herself. And she doesn't even have the people that she loved in her space to share that with, because like a lot of us, a lot of our need to go make the money, go get the bag, go get the degree, to go make something of ourselves, we typically don't just have ourselves in mind. We typically also be thinking about our family, thinking about our friends, thinking about our community. We see it as, it's a us thing. I'm going out to be my best self to benefit us. I'm coming back to bring it back for us. So I just want to tell Ming Lee to keep your head up, sis. This time will pass. You're going through the shock of survivor's remorse, survivor's guilt. There is going to be a temporary perceivable sense of isolation and loneliness there. And also, I want you, Ming Lee, and this goes to anybody who's going through what she's going through, is also what you're shocked by and what's uncomfortable is the peace. When you have lived a life of chaos and drama and trauma, and you've been a part of the struggle for so long, that sometimes, especially when you haven't completely healed that stuff up, or it's just out of habit, sometimes you will mistake peace for noise. You will mistake peace for noise and not know what to do with yourself. She's sitting in a place where it's just her. And because it's so peaceful, it's loud as hell and it's uncomfortable. Uncomfortable. Ooh, girl, just uncomfortable with the quietness of it all. Uncomfortable, girl. Ooh, like, what? I just got to take care of me? Oh, baby, that's shocking. That's shocking for empaths and light workers and community-oriented people who are used to being the bag lady, used to carrying luggage, used to carrying everybody. And then you get blessed enough by the Father, Son, and the Holy Daughter to have real peace in your life, to have inner and outward stability. You get blessed enough to have the luxury of being able to finally take rest in your life. But when you're not used to that, you can start to have erroneous internal interpretations of your blessing. You can start to deal with intrusive thinking like, baby, did I do something wrong? How could this be possible? That I'm the only one that made it to the promised land? Where my people at? Is this worth it? Do I really want to be here without them? She's going to go through all of that ins and outs. And you got to stay fast, baby. Because let me tell you something, Ming Lee. You're going to always love your people, period. I don't give a fuck how toxic they are. Toxicity ain't never stopped us from loving people. But where we fuck up at is we make loving people synonymous with having to be in relationship to them, baby. And we got to start changing and reversing that type of thinking. We got to understand that love is something we can't control. We can't control who we love. And who they be ain't going to determine whether we love them or not. But we got to stop entertaining and doubling down on believing that because I love you, I got to be in relationship to you. Because love is unconditional. But you know what is conditional? Relationships, bitch. And I let everybody know in my life, girl, I love you down boots. But being in relationship to you is predicated upon certain stipulations. It is predicated upon certain conditions, girl. Because I'm not going to love you. Let me say, I'm not going to be in relationship to you at the expense of my mental health. I'm not going to be in relationship to you at the expense of what's in the best interest of myself. And if being in relationship to you starts to cost me my mental health, if being in relationship to you begins to compromise my stability and my genuine sense of peace and joy, I'm going to have to love you from afar rather than love your ass up close. Oh, yes, I am. Love is not synonymous to relationships. So you're going to always love those toxic motherfuckers from your past, always. I don't care how low you go or how high you go in life. You're going to always love them. There's always going to be a sentiment and a sentimentalness and a reservation for them in your space and in your heart. But when you grow up and you realize, in the words of Tina Turner, girl, that love don't got a motherfucking thing to do with whether their relationship is functional or not, and that love is not an excuse to stay in relationship to people or not, you realize that the only way that relationships can actually work and be functional is if all people are on the same page, have a mutual ethics, have a mutual morality, have a mutual psychology and worldview. Without that, it's going to be a struggle to stay in relationship and have it be healthy and mutually beneficial for all parties. So you're at that point in your life, girl, where you're transitioning out of a certain reality into a new reality. You're cultivating yourself. You're getting an opportunity to see what peace really sounds like, what peace really looks like. You're being given the opportunity to get accustomed to just taking care of yourself without thinking that you owe anybody anything, without thinking that you've done anything even wrong per se to end up in this position. Sometimes we grow up and we grow out of the buffoonery. And it's okay to grow up, grow out, and be gone, girl. It's okay to pack your shit and be gone from the mess of it all. So enjoy it, Maylene. Cry your tears. Accept that you miss your people. And then after you dry your dry tears, girl, okay, it shouldn't be nothing for you to dry. Because, you know, the cry is already dry, girl. It's a inner cry. All you needs to do after you get finished self-loathing is put your middle finger up to them hoes. Okay? Because every time, you know, my heart gets to hardening, girl, over people, particularly my family members that I don't fuck with no more, girl. I let myself, you know, feel my feelings. And then when I'm done indulging in my feelings, I say, fuck them hoes. And go on, bitch, into my bad bitchness. Because, baby, I don't love them hoes enough to go back to the version of them that they currently are. No, ma'am. They gonna have to change, bitch, to be in relationship to me. Can't stop the fact that I love them. But, baby, I can't fool up with their ass either, baby. I'm gonna love you and not fuck with you. Okay? So when they do better, then, baby, we can circle the block on each other. But as long as they ain't doing better, they gonna have to stay where they at, bitch. And I'm gonna have to stay where I am, girl. And I will deal with the cost of growing and evolving and moving on with my life, which may result in some periods of isolation, which may result in me not being able to take some people that I love with me into my future, that's all right, girl, because what's ahead and what's right now is better than where I was, and I would not sacrifice it for them raggedy assholes behind me. I just would not. So God bless. Ming Lee, girl. Stay strong, girl. Get on your everyday fast, girl, and put some Blue Magic coconut moisturizer to that motherfucking bob, bitch, because everything is getting dry over there. Speaking of Ming Lee, though, Nicki Minaj, girl, is in the headlines because she has had her home where she's housing a sex offender at swatted for the third time, girl. Courtesy of The Uncut, Nicki Minaj's home was swatted by police in the middle of the night for the third time after trolls called and claimed a woman was ooded, girl. Let me say this. Y'all know how I get down when it comes to me and Nicki, baby. Baby, it ain't no pretty road. Y'all know I'm a fan of Nicki. Music, I don't care for kind of like her attitude as a person. She's not my cup of tea in terms of personality, in terms of the way she thinks and all of that, girl. So, you know, I can compartmentalize, girl. Okay, love her music, but wouldn't fool up with her as a person, girl. I just can't do it. But every time that Nicki Minaj is swatted, I find it to be absolutely ridiculous and absolutely fucking absurd. You know, it's one thing to not like a celebrity. It's one thing to not care for a celebrity. It's one thing to even resent a celebrity. But what I don't understand is being so immersed in a public figure. What I do not understand is being so emotionally and mentally and physically invested in a celebrity to the point that you would attempt to obstruct that celebrity's real life over your personal preference of not liking them. That is irrational, illogical, mentally ill behavior. And if you find yourself that deeply immersed and entrenched into the life of a public figure that you would attempt to weaponize civil and social resources just in the name of not liking a bitch, you need to be in a fucking stray jacket. A stray jacket. Because you know what's easier than calling 911 and calling the FBI and having Onika's home swatted? You know what's easier than that? It's finding your ass another comment section to be under. Finding another celebrity to go support. Unfollowing a particular public figure. It's actually easier to just unfollow Nicki. It's actually just easier to ignore Nicki when you see her in your algorithm than it is to invest the time to be conjured up over your personal disdain of her, and then to take time on a cell phone that probably costs more than your monthly rent, and then sit on that phone line and wait for an automated system to connect you after 45 minutes of a wait time to a real life agent so that you can then convey to them a story and a narrative and a lie that you had to take personal time out of your job, personal time out of your personal life, personal time away from your children to create, and then have that system go and put in tax-paying resources to go see about a situation that's not real nor true to begin with, girl. That is some psychotic, delusional, deeply delusional shit. Delusional. At this point, 911 needs to do better and needs to have a system in place, girl. They need, I don't give a damn if they got to get Elon Musk on the line and put forth the money to track every call, to pull IP addresses, girl, GPS coordinates, girl, to pull data from every single call that comes into 911 so that they can actually expeditiously identify the troll, their whereabouts, their name, their personal information, and be apprehended. There might even need to be a system where celebrities' addresses are not even accessible aside from having to get an attorney to be appointed to a civil or criminal case so that a celebrity can be served. Outside of that, celebrity addresses should be completely removed from the docket. They should be completely removed from the database. Because this is unfair. This is dangerous. This is outrageous. And I would never understand not liking someone so much that you would literally attempt to invest in terrorizing their life all because of your own personal feelings. I'm perfectly okay with our First Amendment rights of free thought and free speech. Say what you want to say, think what you want to think. You don't have to like Nicki Minaj. You don't have to love her. You don't got to support her. But where is the justification in having her home swatted? Where is the justification in having police called to her home and tying up city and civil resources over you just not having nothing else to do, and simply because she might be a rival to one of your faves? If they identify whomever these people are, or this person are, I hope that Nicki Minaj pursues full motherfucking legal retaliation against that person. Hold these people fully accountable to the measure of law in which they can be held to, because this is just beyond the beyond. Every time this woman gets swatted, my mouth is just on the fucking floor. On the floor. Ridiculous. Okay? Now, Nicki, bitch, the call could also be coming from inside the house, girl. So, bitch, you might want to put a tracker on Kenneth Petty goddamn phone, girl, because he might be calling the SWAT team in there, girl. Okay, so that his ass can go pooch on through and be freed from that dungeon you got his ass locked up in, girl, okay? Because, bitch, we all know that you know your nigga for the streets, baby. Hell, you took him from another bitch, okay? You scooped his ass right on up at a turkey drive, bitch. So you know, girl, he get in them streets, baby. Megan Thee Stallion gonna probably be sitting on that. Cardi gonna be sitting on that. Coy Leroy gonna be sitting on that. Lotto gonna be sitting on that, girl. Okay, these girls gonna beef down with you by beefing down on yo ninja, girl. So you better make sure, bitch, that the motherfucking call ain't coming from inside the house and Petty not coordinating with Todd, girl, to bring this all back to us, girl, and setting you up, child. Setting up the decoy, baby. Setting up the motherfucking distraction, baby, so he can scoot on through the front door. All right, but shout out to Onika And please stop swatting people, girl. You should not be invested in no celebrity enough, girl, to be depressed about these motherfucking public figures when you can simply unfollow and go on about your business, baby. All right? So moving along. And do, Sherry, and do. The call could be coming right from inside the house, girl. Kenneth, girl, if you in danger, bitch, blink twice, girl. Blink twice, girl. Okay, if you in danger, Kenneth, blink twice. You ain't got to be swatting down your house, girl. Just go ahead and leave that lady if that's what needs to be done. But speaking of beast, girl, last thing on our docket is Keri Hilson, Ester Dean, and Beyonce, girl, are resurfacing this 20-year-old ass beef and drama, and I'm still slightly confused about it. Now, I'm going to let the Beehive know, girl. I'm going to have an unpopular opinion, bitch. If you're a Beehive member, just your opportunity to haul ass, girl, to find your exit, to get your peacoat, your purse, your briefcase, girl, and the haul ass, girl. Because this commentary ain't gonna be what you think it's gonna be. Okay? So for those of you who've been living under a rock, Keri Hilson did an interview on The Breakfast Club recently, girl. I believe she's coming out with new music, etc. Girl, I like Keri Hilson's music. I thought her debut album was amazing. I still listen to the album to this day. Great artist. You guys know she got her start in music being a songwriter just like Neo, and then, you know, took it a step further by becoming an actual artist, etc. girl. And then there was a remix to Turning Me On or Turning Me Off, whatever the fuck the track was, girl, which was, you know, her debut single. And there was a diss to Beyonce and a diss to Sierra. Okay? Now, you guys know Keri Hilson's career conveniently tanked after that. So it's been a 20-year gag that the Beehive got Keri Hilson canceled, that Keri Hilson got blackballed by Beyonce, members of her camp, by her fan base, etc. She never saw the light of day after this dish record, okay? So she sat on The Breakfast Club recently and spoke about the dish record. Apparently, she was also signed to Polo the Don, who's actually one of my favorite producers. And I think because her ties with him have expired, she's out of contract. She's not able to speak freely without any retaliation or a negative residual, girl. And this is what she had to say.
It's a regret. It's a regret, but not in the way that people would think, because that's a song that I actually didn't write. Those are not my words. I was on tour. Polo wanted me to do a remix to Turning Me On. Mm-hmm. He had produced the record, and I wasn't, because I was on tour with Lil Wayne, I wasn't able to like lay anything down. He had been on me for a couple of weeks about we need to do a remix. It's a regret. It's a regret, but not in the way that people would think, because that's a song that I.
Okay. Now, she also had went on in this interview to say that, you know, there was a lot of commotion in the studio at the time. She was at odds with Polo about the song. She didn't want to do the dish record. You know, she didn't think it was necessary. You know, she just didn't want to be that girl on that type of energy, etc. But she claimed that her future was going to be compromised if she pretty much didn't be obedient. And she was strong-armed into doing it. And she does regret it, but it is something that she did not initiate. She did not initiate this. She did not write these lyrics. She also had referred to another writer on the song who did write those lyrics, but she kept that person anonymous. Well, things got interesting following her breakdown of the dish record, because that unnamed writer decided to enter the group chat with her clout chasing ass and take all the credit for doing it. Miss Ester Dean, okay? user on Twitter has said the writer was definitely Ester Dean, and Ester Dean, as you guys can see here, commented and said, and did. It was a hit, girl, in all caps, baby. Okay, mamas ain't got no regrets about it, girl. It made them a lot of coin, even though it was the last bit of coin that Keri Hilson was able to make, girl. Ester Dean was able to go on, you know, and have a more deepening career than Keri Hilson was able to have, girl. Okay, it might have been a last check that Keri Hilson received, girl, but it was one of many for Ester Dean, child. So then so Ester Dean started getting flamed up. So she furthered her 15 minutes by releasing this statement per Twitter. Ester Dean, this is either Twitter or Instagram. She said, I submitted a lot of verses for that remix. One got picked and it was co-written with Keri. Looking back, it was childish and didn't age well. I see how it hurt people, especially women, and I take full accountability. I've worked with and supported many women since, but that doesn't erase the moment. I'm sorry for my part in it. Growth is real, and so is this apology. Now, obviously, this apology is bullshit, okay? Because Ester Dean, once again, excitedly doubled down without remorse, without anything, and identified herself, you know, for sure as one of the writers, girl, and pretty much was like, you know, and who gonna check me, boo? Then she came back with this performative ass apology, but Keri Hilson, girl, wanted to be very clear about the verse from the book of Ester Dean, girl, that reads, one got picked and it was co-written with Keri. Because Keri, girl, knew the implications of that statement, child, which the public thinks was Ester being shady when she put that line in there that they co-wrote the record together. Keri Hilson had to come back, girl, and clarify some things, honey, okay? And she said this in response to Ester Dean's sentiments. Dean, I personally don't think this is our fight to have. I respected you on this matter for 16 years and attempted to do that again yesterday while finally expressing the truth with acts. But since you're coming to the table, let's be clear. You used the word co-wrote. I rewrote 3 lines in your verse, which was the only battle I won in the whole matter. But you weren't there when all this was going down, and we didn't write it together. These lines are mine. Been getting dollars, boy, gonna get your money up. No, you ain't the only homie on me, line up. The softest section, lines about a boy, because not only did I strongly disagree with the unnecessary hateful sentiments towards other women, and I've never been a fan of the publicity stunt method, I also argued in my trail of attempts that, quote, this verse isn't on subject with the original song, which is how I even got those 3 lines on the remix. They were taken from the ideals and lines in my phone that I mentioned in the full interview. You chose to stay quiet for 16 years, but coming out only now when you felt a portion of the heat I've gotten all this time. I really wasn't going to discuss this anymore, but in that interview, we talked about the backlash of not speaking up for myself, so I just want to finally clear the air respectfully. For those who only watch the clip, I suggest you watch the entire interview, love. I have mixed emotions about this. Like optically and from an artist perspective, with Keri being in the industry and with her wanting to continue a career in the industry, I do understand optically why she felt the need to apologize. Even though Beyonce was not affected by this record, Keri Hilson, nor Ester Dean, nor Polo the Don had the authority in heaven or hell to move the needle as it relates to Beyonce's career. Beyonce has such an overwhelming degree of talent and is so supernaturally savvy at business that she was able to not even have a relationship to media at all and yet be one of the most famous people in the 21st century. the woman was able to stop doing interviews and sit her ass down and choose not to speak to the public, choose not to speak to media, and still was equally famous and didn't even have to do half the work that her clout chasing peers have had to do to stay relevant. So Beyonce was not affected. However, because the narrative was Keri felt the way about Beyonce and then did this diss record, ... Keri wanted to make sure that everybody understands I don't have no issue. I am pro-woman. I was against this record. I didn't feel like I had the liberty to advocate for myself. I was under contract. My career was on the line, and I was strong-armed into this record. And now she's in a position to talk about it. Now, a lot of people are also making a point that this happens a lot. A lot of people feel like Cardi B was also assigned to be a op toward Nicki, etc. People feel like this is something that labels do often when it comes to the industry, which is pit artists together for the sake of publicity and being competitive. You know, it's good burger versus bad burger teas, girl. It's a mess. So I understand why she did it. But here's my thing, girl. And here's where it's going to get thick. Here's where the conversation going to get thick. And let me give this disclaimer. I love Beyonce. I'm a fan of Beyonce. But y'all know I am not a stan of anyone. So I can tell the truth about all people. Can love you down boots. Can respect your craft, your music, the whole nine, girl. Give you your roses, your tens across the board, girl. Okay, twirl down. However, not a stan. Therefore, girl, I'm not pressured to pledge an allegiance, an undying allegiance. Okay, I can talk about the pros and cons of people that I adore. Here is the truth. Keri did not owe an explanation nor an apology to Beyonce, but it is her story to tell. And if she felt the need to clear the air, she can do that. But the reality here is everything that Keri got accused of doing, which is trying to hurt other people to get to where she is no different than what Beyonce has done. Beyonce is just as competitive and have been just as shiesty in her navigation of the industry and leveraging her career. Let's motherfucking talk about it. Let's talk about it, Greer. How it's doing? How it's doing? Because this way is about to get thick, that sugar. Y'all thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Bye, bye. This way is about to get thick, that child. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about every single time Beyonce was accused of stealing from other artists. Okay? Let's talk about her. And I got to say allegedly for, public commentating purposes, girl. Let's talk about her allegedly strong-arming the song If I Were a Boy off of her Sasha Fierce album, girl. Okay? The number one ballad from Beyonce's I Am Sasha Fierce was written by B.C. Jean, who was inspired by the idea after a recent breakup. After writing the song with producer Toby Gad, she started shopping the song to labels as her lead single. However, once Beyonce's team got a sniff of it, they decided to let Miss Carter record her own version. BC was credited as the songwriter, which was bizarre to her considering that she didn't even intend for anyone else to sing the song. Quote, "It's an amazing compliment, but I was like, hell, that's great, but it's going to be on my album," she said in 2011, girl. Now, allegedly, the check was cleared for BC, honey. Okay, so, she let Beyonce have that, girl. Because, baby, You know, the Ivy Park girl check definitely cleared in the background, but that song belonged to a whole other artist who wrote it and who was shopping it around, and it was supposed to be on her album and a single for her project, and was not action raptured away from her girl by the Beyonce camp. Okay? Her copying her countdown music video from a Belgian dancer. Beyonce's choreography is iconic, but considering how long she's been in the game, it's probably hard for her and her team to constantly think of new and original ideas. That's probably why they lifted inspiration from Belgian choreographer and Teresa de Keersmaker. Fans made side-by-side comparison videos to illustrate exactly how much was copied. Beyonce later admitted that the video was meant to be a homage, of course. Clearly, the ballad, Rosa's Dance Roses, was one of many references for my video countdown, she said in a statement to the New York Post. It was one of the inspirations used to bring the feel and look of the song to life. And still wasn't happy about it and expected B's team to at least give her a heads up instead of directly stealing her work as a homage. Quote, there are protocols and consequences to such actions, and I can't imagine Beyonce and her team are not aware of it, she said at the time. My God, girl. She allegedly stole Baby Boy from a struggling singer-songwriter. Back in 2003, Jennifer Amore sent a demo of her song, Got a Little Bit of Love for You, to Beyonce's record label, Columbia Records. A few months later, she heard Baby Boy on the radio and thought the song sounded awfully familiar. She filed a lawsuit, but ultimately lost because she could not prove to the judge that they physically heard her song first. Okay, she allegedly stole dance moves from her formation tour. She was accused of stealing Survivor from a producer. She lied about writing Crazy in Love. She lied about writing Irreplaceable, which was actually written by Neo. She lied about the Stevie Nicks sample and Bootylicious being her idea. I mean, Beyonce is even in her documentaries basically saying, girl, I know that my peers hate when they see me pull up to their shit because they know that we're going to steal the whole show. They know we're going to steal the whole production, girl. Okay? Including her live performance for Run the World. Okay? Which was like all of those graphics in that performance. I think it was the American Music Awards where she had like the backdrop and all of the AI and shit, and Siri was throwing triangles and dinosaurs in the air and all type of stuff, girl. That was co-opted by the Beyonce camp. So I'm making my point to say that at the end of the day, Ester Dean, Keri Hilson, Polo the Don, whomever, were only doing what is unfortunately industry bullshit. They were doing what people do in the industry. It's a competitive ass sport. People do what they have to do to get ahead. People steal your shit, take your shit, move you out of the way. They're blaming and accusing Beyonce of stealing A. Marie's entire likeness, which is what gave the aesthetics for the Crazy in Love era. You know, the pretty girl, live instrumental dynamics, girl, all of that allegedly, girl. You know, A. Marie brought that equation and that aesthetics into the space, girl. And you saw A. Marie, girl, could barely get through her second single on her album, girl, before Beyonce was already, girl, twirling on her head top. Okay? It's been one thing after the other when it comes to Beyonce, including the fact that Beyonce's own proteges, Chloe Bailey, is being sued by songwriters for not paying them their royalties, not giving them writers' credits, etc., girl. So, baby, I guess the apple does not fall far from the motherfucking trees, bitch. So, my point is, on the front end, when it comes to Keri Hilson, I understand her having to clear it up because she the ones who got to occupy that space with Beyonce, and she don't want that smoke in her rebrand, and she want to set the record clear so that she can, in the words of that lady from Pakistan, girl, clear the way, girl. Okay? She want to set the record straight, girl, to clear the way. Clear the way. However, what Keri Hilson did, what Ester did, is what Beyonce does. It's just that they did it outwardly. Beyonce does her shiesty shit privately. And once again, I'm not also saying that Beyonce is a bad guy per se. I'm not here to say that Keri Hilson is a bad guy. I'm not here to say that Ester is a bad guy. I'm not here to say that Polo Didon is a bad guy. I'm here to simply acknowledge the fact that shiesty, shady, fucked up shit goes down on all sides. People like Beyonce are just better at putting a glamour spell over them and kind of concealing and moving in the background when it comes to their triangulation, while her other peers take a more sloppy approach and do the shit outwardly, which leads to more outward consequences because they're just more sloppy than Beyonce is. And the reason why I'm not really feeling the need to label anybody as a particular bad guy per se is because there is a old adage as it relates to the entertainment industry, which is that it's competitive and that it's a dog-eat-dog world. And now we know that it's not just the industry. It's also the world of corporate America. It's the world of sports and media. That because of capitalism, it makes everything competitive, unfortunately. So nobody is really able to really thrive and be of full integrity because of the nature of capitalism and the god of capitalism in these systems. People have to amputate a little bit of their integrity. They have to amputate a little bit of their ethics and morals. They have to compromise themselves because the way the system is rigged up by capitalism, it does not allow for people to just be on total Christ behavior and energy. Not if you want to get, beyond the fourth wall. So, since that's the case about the entertainment space, is that it's a dog-eat-dog world. As far as I'm concerned, I just see competitors. I don't think nobody owes anybody an apology. Everybody is on the chessboard playing the motherfucking game. That's how they say the game is set up. Beyonce ain't no damn sweet angel in this industry. Once again, love her down boots, but we gonna tell the truth. It is what it is. And she ain't per se a bad guy any more than Keri Hilson is a bad guy. They both were doing what they had to do to get to where it is they're trying to go. Okay? Now, maybe what they can do, girl, to redeem them, for all players to redeem themselves, is to change the nature of the game. Maybe they can all sit on a StreamYard link, girl, come on over here to Consciouztv and have an old interview, girl, and we can talk about how to reform the industry, baby, okay? What has been learned over the last 25 years, 30 years of being in the industry, girl, and how can women pioneer that space now without cutting each other's throats and severing each other's motherfucking head tops for a payout, okay? Maybe they all need to participate in a revolutionary conversation and combine the infinity stones, girl, and reform the entire system instead of everybody continuing to act like, they sent from heaven. And for other people to feel guilty about doing something that everybody in the damn space does, including Beyonce, allegedly. So, interesting set of situations. Once again, this conversation clearly really wasn't for Beyonce because Beyonce was not impacted by Keri's diss, Ester's diss, Polo's diss. They were just clout chasing off of Beyonce, girl, using her name to get to a certain place on the billboard, and it got Keri Hilson in the unemployment line in the end, girl. So sad. But I am looking forward to her new record, her new music, girl. And I would actually like to see both male and female entertainers talk more about this dog-eat-dog world and what can be done to keep the space from being as vicious as it is, keep the system from being as disproportionate as it is, girl. What's going on, Royce? Royce says, and they said Beyonce stole Aaliyah whole style, and and Beyonce for her pappy screwed over Latoya, and did. That's what I'm talking about. You know, it's all type of inner camp issues, child. When it comes to the Beyonce, child, that's why I'm just like, girl, apologizing for what, bitch? Like, all y'all clawing each other faces out, all y'all clawing each other eyeballs out, all y'all, you know, selling each other down the river. It's just that some people gonna be caught for doing it, and other people gonna be not caught for doing it. And the thing that has really helped to conceal the things that Beyonce have allegedly done is the fact that she got a pretty privilege and the fact that she is overwhelmingly talented. So that kind of aids in diluting her foolishness because she has an exceptional degree of talent and pretty privilege. Beyonce has had a reasonable degree of immunity when it comes to her bald-headed hoe energy. Okay, Keri Hilson didn't have enough of a system. She didn't have enough time. She didn't have enough of a fan base, girl, to survive being outwardly with the bald-headed hoe shit. Okay, so interesting shit, child. Okay, somebody get Latavia, and Farrah on the motherfucking line, baby. And talk about how Beyonce was making more than them, girl. How Beyonce was getting paid to push more than them, girl. How Matthews allegedly was trying to fill all up in between they breast meat, girl, and all up in between they motherfucking legs, and all up in between, girl, the way he was triangulating, girl, okay, to make sure that Destiny only had one child, and her name was Beyonce Knows, honey. My God, today. I hope you guys enjoyed yourself, girl. I told y'all I'm kind of back in my spirit again, girl, getting back into the flow. We got a lot more things to talk about today, so make sure that your notifications are set to all and that you are subscribed to the platform. Share. If you are new here, definitely subscribe. And if you enjoy it yourself, love, make sure that you guys Cash App $Consciouztv and or PayPal.me/Consciouztv, spelled just how it is. So on the platform, all information in the description box below. And make sure that you guys email me all the tea, follow me on Instagram, Patreon, all that good stuff. I'm going to be going in Patreon today to give an update on the Carmelo Anthony situation. I told you guys that we're going to start doing a lot of like true crime type of content over in the Patreon, girl. So if you guys caught my initial coverage on the YouTube platform, I will be continuing all coverage of the case and everything going on around the case concerning Carmelo Anthony and his situation with Austin McCaff. Unfortunate set of circumstances, very controversial, world, but we'll be continuing all of that coverage over in the Patreon, as well as any other true crime story that ends up on my radar. And if you guys want to see me cover anything happening in the true crime space, then once again, email me at Consciouztv@gmail.com. Email me the stories, the links, etc. And then you have to sign up for Patreon in order to get that coverage and, you know, to get my perspective and investigative journalism on as it relates to that genre and topic, girl. I will see you guys a little bit later. Probably going to be another live coming in a few. And once again, thumbs up. And I will see you guys later. Peace.